Still watching shower and thunderstorm activity across the region. How long will it last? I'll have your accurate storm team forecast. The news at 6 starts now.
You're watching News Channel 11 in your corner at 6.
Help me, I'm Amanda Berry.
Hello?
Amanda.
Yeah, Grandma.
How are you?
From one call filled with fear to another, capturing unbelievable joy, 3 women held captive in a Cleveland home for years get to make the call they thought they'd never get to do. Although they were out of sight, they were never out of mind. Tonight, News Channel 11 shares the exclusive raw reaction of an Elizabethton family who got the call they've been praying for. Again, good evening. Thanks for being here. I'm Josh Smith.
And I'm Sarah Diamond. It's being called a miracle. 3 women kidnapped and held hostage for nearly a decade, free tonight, found alive in the same Cleveland home. And
we were there today when Amanda Berry called her family in Elizabethton for the first time in 10 years.
Amazing.
Some background on the investigation. Amanda, as well as Gina DeJesus, Michelle Knight, and a 6-year-old child were freed from a house yesterday in a Cleveland neighborhood. April 21st, 2003, the night before her 17th birthday. Amanda disappeared after leaving her job at a Burger King restaurant a few blocks from her home. The women were found after neighbors say Berry kicked the door, screamed for help, and made a dramatic 911 call to police.
I've been kidnapped and I've been missing for 10 years, and I'm here. I'm free now.
Due to Amanda's brave actions, these 3 women are alive today.
And today, police called her a hero.
And now she is calling the people she loves most to let them know that she is safe.
Nate Morabito was there for that phone call. Nate?
Yeah, it still gives me chills thinking about hearing her voice this morning. Imagine how her family felt when they got that call. They're making arrangements to try and get up to see Amanda as soon as possible. Unfortunately, Amanda's mom, a Cleveland native, died 3 years after she disappeared. But her sister, pictured here with Amanda last night, still lives in Cleveland. There's also a new addition to the family, a family with ties to the Tri-Cities.
Hello?
When Crystal Milton answered the phone,
Hi.
she...
Is that Amanda?
Mandy.
Let me speak to her.
And her grandparents couldn't believe...
It's so good to hear you.
...who was on the other end of the line.
Let me say hi to her. Can you?
After 10 years of waiting, Amanda Berry's grandmother couldn't wait to hear her voice any longer.
Hello?
Amanda.
Yeah, Grandma.
How are you?
I'm fine.
The last time the two talked, Amanda was just 16.
I'm glad to have you back. Oh, I thought you were gone.
Nope, I'm here.
At one time, most of Berry's family lived in Cleveland, but Amanda's dad and grandparents moved back to Elizabethton more than a decade ago.
We always spent our summers together.
Still, the family never lost touch until 2003.
I was up there about a month before she came up missing.
10 long years passed, and hope faded.
I never thought we'd see this day.
But then came a series of phone calls, first to 911,
Help me, I'm Amanda Berry.
and then after her rescue to Tennessee.
And we're happy down here for you.
Thank you so much. I miss everybody. I love you guys so much.
Despite the relief, Berry's family knows her alleged kidnappers stripped away much of her innocence.
The little girl is your baby.
Yeah, she's my daughter.
In fact, she now has a 6-year-old daughter.
Born on Christmas.
Soon,
We got to get together soon.
I know.
all of the family members,
I'm ready to go right now to see her.
new and old, will see each other.
I have a little girl named Christina, and she wants to meet you. I've talked about you all these years.
The unexpected reunion is long overdue.
Miracles do happen.
And perhaps no one is happier about it than Berry's grandmother.
But I love you, honey. Thank God.
I love you too.
I've thought about you all this time. I never forgot you.
You can imagine why it was so difficult for her to say goodbye.
She sounds great. She does. She sounds good. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah.
Police say the people responsible for Berry's kidnapping, 3 brothers, are now in custody. Meanwhile, there are reports that police may have missed some earlier opportunities to find the 3 missing women. Neighbors of the house where the women were found say police were called twice in recent years to investigate suspicious activity there. Josh?
Her father, he's still in the area, right?
Yeah, he lives in Elizabethton as well. Berry's dad did not want to talk on camera today. He's dealing with some medical issues, but he told me he never lost hope. He said there are no words to describe what he's feeling. Johnny Berry says his daughter called him last night around 11 o'clock and told him, "Hi, Daddy, I'm alive. I love you. I love you. I love you." And then they both cried.
So happy for this family. Nate Morbido. Nate, thank you so much. Sarah?
Amazing story. In other news, the state rested its case today in the attempted murder trial for 3 people accused of running down a Washington County, Tennessee sheriff's deputy. We were there when one of the defendants took the stand to apologize for his actions. Reginald Smith, Ashley McGraw, and Dalvin Stevens are all charged with the hit and run that happened after they left the scene of an alleged armed robbery back in January of 2012. Today, the state called 8 witnesses, all leading up to the emotional testimony of Deputy Gary Doherty, the officer who was actually hit head-on by the car going nearly 80 miles an hour. His injuries sidelined him for 13 months. The tears began forming in Deputy Doherty's eyes when he told the jury the first thing he remembered saying after he woke up in the hospital was that he couldn't see. 2 of the defendants, Stevens and McGraw, were noticeably affected by his testimony, wiping away tears. When Stevens took the stand, he had a chance to say he was sorry.
I'd like to apologize to you, Officer Doherty, for my actions. I never knew how severe the injury was, and I was just young and dumb. But I ask you for your forgiveness.
Smith also testified while McGraw decided against it. Count 1 of criminal conspiracy for all 3 defendants was also dismissed. The judge said he could not find sufficient evidence to prove the robbery leading up to Deputy Doherty being run down was premeditated.
A Tri-Cities nursing home is filing an appeal after the state of Tennessee suspended admissions to the facility following an inspection that revealed employees failed to protect residents from abuse. It's an update to a story we first brought you last week. Bristol Nursing Home has been fined more than $500,000 by the federal government in the last 2 years alone and was fined again by the state earlier this month. The state also told the facility Medicare would no longer pay for patients in the home after May 15th. Findings from an investigation also revealed the nursing home did not properly report 2 incidents, one where a nurse is accused of putting tape over the mouth of a patient with dementia. The appeal maintains Bristol Nursing Home was in compliance with regulatory guidelines, and the company says they do not think the allegations merit the punishment.
Got to keep those umbrellas handy. We're still under the domination of a very large area of low pressure. It is the good news about it. It's moving away from the area. That's great news. By Thursday, we'll see drier air. For the time being, though, we're finding a lot of shower activity across the region. Some heavy downpours right on the I-26 corridor around Boones Creek, Johnson City coming into play south of Elizabethton now. Also over the mountain counties of Bristol, you're seeing showers. Roan Mountain, we've got the showers over your region. And down into Greene County, watch out for the showers coming out of Rogersville towards Graysburg. You're going to see some of the shower activity there, and right across the mountains in North Carolina, watching showers. It's going to be a wet night from time to time. These showers continue, but again, that good news, low pressure pulling away. More sunshine by Thursday. Your accurate forecast coming up in just a few more minutes, guys.
Mark, thanks. See you in a moment. Some people with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee Insurance contacted News Channel 11, voicing concerns about a letter that they received.
Yeah, that letter deals with Blue Cross Blue Shield's contract negotiations with Mountain States Health Alliance. In an update to an ongoing story that could impact thousands in our region, Blue Cross Blue Shield sent us this letter to those that live near or use Mountain States facilities. In bold lettering, one section of the letter states that Blue Cross has not reached an agreement with Mountain States and that Mountain States will be out of network by July 1st. Both sides say that that's not the case. Negotiations still underway.
It's highlighted in the letter that I sent to you that we want to keep them in our network, and we are working on a diligent and regular basis to do so.
Mountain States Health Alliance says there are plans in place to meet with the Blue Cross Blue Shield folks sometime within the next 2 weeks for an all-day negotiation in an effort to reach an accord. Now, Blue Cross Blue Shield says that if Mountain States does go out of network, TennCare and Medicare Advantage patients will not be affected.
As the city of Kingsport continues to plan on annexing a large part of Sullivan County, many of our viewers are wondering, what's that going to mean for both Kingsport City schools and Sullivan County schools? Well, we went straight to the source, and tonight in a News Channel 11 investigation, Melissa Hippelin uncovers one concept being discussed by Kingsport school leaders, a second high school. We obtained emails written by Kingsport Superintendent of Schools Dr. Lyle Elshai about annexation, and what we've uncovered may surprise you. First, some background. With declining enrollment and budget issues, Sullivan County school leaders are being forced to consider closing or consolidating schools. In the meantime, Kingsport planned on annexing a large part of Sullivan County. Although detailed annexation plans from Kingsport are unknown at this time, in an email dated February 26th, Kingsport Schools Director Dr. Elshai writes to members of the school board about a discussion that he had with Sullivan County's Director of Schools, where they, quote, briefly discussed the issue of the city having 1 or 2 high schools, end quote. And in another email, he asked the board if they are, quote, open to having 2 high schools. Well, still, Kingsport says a second high school is not in the works.
A superintendent may ask for an individual input as he hears about things in the community. I don't know if I would necessarily make the assumption that that's being, officially considered by the board.
It's important to note in Tennessee there is currently a moratorium on annexations until next year.
Well, some Greene County residents want to know what a road sign is, why it's now blocking a traffic mirror that they need to pull safely out of their driveways.
And we took those concerns straight to Greene County highway officials. Find out what we uncovered coming up at 6:19.
And those showers are going to hang around through tomorrow, but we will dry out by Thursday. That's good news. Hey, take a look at some of the trees out today. Dobbins Bennett High School campus in Kingsport. Melissa Hippolyte getting our video, your forecast coming up.
And here are your headlines from today's edition of the Elizabethton Star.
Now, Storm Team 11 Chief Meteorologist Mark Reynolds.
All right, so we're watching showers still moving across the region. A few isolated thunderstorms. Rainfall still locally heavy at times. Had reports of some localized flooding around Greenville, Greene County with some of these passing showers. Take a look. You're looking at our Storm Team Live Viper radar. You can still see the heavier downpours, especially into western North Carolina. We've been watching showers also moving out of Kentucky across southwest Virginia. But right here, here's the heavier rains. As the good news is, low pressure is pulling away ever so slowly. We're still finding the showers here across northeast Tennessee from Bristol to Elizabethton, Johnson City, Boones Creek, also into Boone, North Carolina. The showers right now pushing off to the south. We'll contend with the rain. And take a look right over Johnson City. We're seeing the showers coming into play here. Locally heavy downpours right down the I-26 corridor. Looks like the main bulk right over parts of North Johnson City now. Back towards Jonesboro. We've seen a few showers here coming into Greene County, right along the interstate there, I-81, and also outside of Rogersville coming into Bayleton. Watch out for the showers. Southwest Virginia, watching rain coming down Abingdon to Bristol, stretching down to Shady Valley. So if you're out and about, keep that in mind. You're going to contend with these scattered showers from time to time. Also watching some heavier downpours here, Virginia, into North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, back towards Winston-Salem. Quite a bit of rain going on. We'll continue to monitor this. You want to see how bad it was in North Carolina? Look at this great picture. Just take a look at that. It looks like snow, but it's hail that covered the ground. Anywhere between noon and 2 o'clock, we had these heavy downpours producing the localized hail as we had cold air aloft. And that's what we're seeing, that cold air wedge now pushing off to our north and east. 59 at the airport now. The wind is calm. Our numbers right now, 67 in London, 67 in Knoxville. Current temperature in Boone, though, still chilly, 48 degrees. There's a spin in the atmosphere. This area of low pressure is pulling away from the region. That's good news. There it is right there. Tomorrow, well off to our north, and most of our computer models still indicating we're going to have a west-northwest wind for tomorrow that will continue to pull that moisture in. So keep that in mind. You'll want to keep the umbrellas handy as we maintain that chance of showers, not only during the overnight period, as you see here, but 8 o'clock in the morning through the mid-morning into the afternoon. We'll hold on to that chance of rain as well. 49 our low, 40% rain chance for tonight. And for tomorrow, 60% chance for showers. A few thunderstorms, our high at 70. And take a look at our weekly planner. Drying out Thursday, 75. Only a 20% rain chance. Look at the weekend, though. Here comes another round of showers, possible thunderstorms. Daytime highs in the 60s for your Saturday, or Sunday, actually, 68 degrees. All right, we've got to give some shout-outs tonight. Hal Henard School, Greene County today. Greenville.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, got to thank Emma Conley and all the third-grade teachers for having me out. These kids welcome me, walk me all the way to the classroom.
I love it.
There are the classroom students there. We had a great time today. Richard, William, Hannah, Nicholas, Keelan, and also, I'm trying to think how you say it. Zaisha, I think is the way you name it. There they all are right there.
Oh,
Here,
yeah,
these are the kids who welcome me. And these are the kids. There is Richard. We got to point Richard out because Richard correctly said the word cumulus Cumulonimbus, I'm sorry.
Cumulonimbus.
Cloud, yeah.
It's a
so
mouthful.
thanks for the nice t-shirt right here. So thanks to all the students. Had a good time down there in Greene County.
You had the
today.
star treatment.
Right there. Well, I did.
The
It was a lot of
welcome
fun.
wagon was out there
With
to
a sign
greet
at the
you.
front
Good times. We'll say hi to some more Greenville folks at 7 too. Watch for that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh, love that area.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Speaking of Greene County, residents in one neighborhood there want to know why a road sign was placed right in front of a traffic safety mirror they rely on to maneuver a curvy road. Coming up, our In Your Corner investigation, it's next. Do you really know your neighbors? News Channel 11's Melissa Hippolyte uncovered 47 convicted sex offenders living within a 2-mile radius of each other in a Tri-Cities community. We're in your corner dissecting sex offender clusters, a special investigation report coming up Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so imagine that you rely on a mirror to pull safely in and out of your driveway every morning. Then someone just puts up a road sign and blocks that mirror.
A viewer in Greene County reached out to us after he says that very thing happened to him. It's a problem he says could now endanger the people all around his neighborhood. So we took those concerns to the Greene County Highway Department as part of our In Your Corner investigation. 2 weeks ago, right across the road from a home on Greystone Road in Greene County, road crews put up these signs, blocking the use of that mirror you see. And now those who rely on the mirror every day say it takes a hope and prayer just to exit their driveway.
We live on a blind driveway, and we use that mirror to see around the corner. Oh, they come around that corner 50, 60 miles an hour.
So we reached out to the Greene County Highway Department, and they say they are trying to fix the problem. However, the Highway Department says because the signs are part of a state grant, the state bid out the work to put up the signs, and then the state has to approve any changes made to the signs. So we contacted the Tennessee Department of Transportation today, but they have yet to return our call.
Several roads will soon be closing on the East Tennessee State University campus, one of them for good. John Robert Bell Drive will close permanently as part of a walkway for students leading from the new parking garage to the new quad on campus. Jack Vest Drive will be closed as well May 14th, but that one will reopen in August after the completion of the parking garage project. The new $26 million parking garage is expected to open at the beginning of fall semester.
Well, Kenny Hawkins joins us now. Some big basketball news for UT and ETSU.
That's right. Point guard Trey Golden shocked everybody. He has informed the volunteer men's basketball coaching staff that he wants to transfer. Plus, ETSU basketball assistant Mike Boyd will not return for his 11th season on the blue and gold bench. I'll have that story next to sports. Just over a month ago, News Channel 11 Sports first reported the ETSU men's basketball coaching staff would have a facelift. Today, we learned one of those coaches will not return to the Murray-Bartow bench. It will be Mike Boyd. Boyd has been coaching for 39 years, and the ETSU stop of 11 years is the second longest stint of his career. During his time at ETSU, Boyd helped the Bucks to almost 200 wins, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, and a spot in the 2010-11 CollegeInsider.com postseason tournament. Boyd was instrumental in helping build Michigan's 1989 NCAA championship team. Boyd has recruited and coached NBA standouts such as Glenn Rice, Ramil Robinson, Roy Tarpley, and Terry Mills, just to name a few. Tennessee guard Trey Golden has informed the volunteer men's basketball coaching staff that he is transferring. Golden said today in a university release that I had a great 3 years here at Tennessee, but I plan to play my senior year somewhere else. The 6'2 guard from Powder Springs, Georgia, ranked 3rd in the SEC with 3 assists per game and was the Volunteers' 3rd leading scorer with 12 points per game as a junior this past year. He started 57 games over the last 2 years. Tennessee coach Conzo Martin said in a statement that everyone associated with our program wants to see him be successful, and we wish him well. Since getting the green light from the Board of Regents, things have been quiet surrounding the ETSU football program. School officials at one time talked about having a new football coach in place by mid-May for a program they hope to start as early as the fall of 2015. Athletic Director Dr. Dick Sander told us over the weekend they have several people in mind, and now it's time to narrow it down to the short list.
We're just out there interviewing coaches. We're probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll interview 8 or 9, just kind of preliminary, trying to get a feel for their personalities, the fit between them. They're all really talented guys who have great resumes, and just now we're just trying to see if the fit would be good, and then going to limit it to 2 or 3, bring 2 or 3 to campus, and then make a decision. Hopefully we'll have somebody on board hopefully by June 1.
The Bucks have not played football since 2003, following an 80-year tradition. NASCAR's chief appeals officer has upheld the fines and points penalties against Penske Racing for parts infractions at Texas last month. However, John Middlebrook did reduce the suspensions of team members from the next 6 races to the next 2, which means they can return to the track at Dover for the June 2nd race. NASCAR inspectors confiscated parts from the rear suspensions of the cars of defending champion Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano before the April 13th race at Texas. Penske said the parts were approved, but the organization was working in a gray area of the rule book and how they were used. The team was hit with a $200,000 fine, and 7 Penske team members were suspended. Keselowski and Logano were docked 25 points each. Braves on the road last night facing the Braves, and the Braves' Brian McCann back from DL. Top of the second, the Braves and Drelton Simmons with a solo home run. This over the fence in left field. The Braves led this contest 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, the Braves, or should I say the Reds, Brandon Phillips with an RBI double. That would bring around a run. Braves still led it 3-1. Top of the fifth, Evan Gaddis with an RBI double. That brought home a run. Atlanta went on to beat Cincinnati last night by the final of 7-4. These two teams will hook up again tonight around 7 o'clock. Also on the mound, Justin Grimm, you know, from Southwest Virginia, back on the mound for the Texas Rangers tonight. We'll have that story at 11.
Hoping he has another good night.
Yep, I do too.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny. We'll be back in a moment.
All right, take a look. Still watching showers across the region. A few better thunderstorms locally. Heavy downpours from Bristol to Johnson City towards Carter County, western North Carolina. This activity will continue right through tomorrow, on and off, and it will finally dry out some for Thursday.
Well, that is going to be
good
fun.
news.
Can't wait till then.
Does not portend well for evening sporting outings.
Softball, baseball, soccer doesn't look good right now because it was coming down when I came in.
Did you have a lot of games for tonight?
Yeah,
though?
a lot of games tonight. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kenny. And thanks so much for making News Channel 11 a big part of your day.
Yes, we'll be back at the top of the hour with more news and weather.
And we will see you at 7 o'clock. Have a great night.